No, we won't settle for it. We won't settle for it. We won't settle down. No, we won't settle for it. We won't settle for it. We won't settle now.
Guys, welcome back to the GSL Code S round of 16. It's time for our winners match. Maru was able to beat Zest in the TVP, and Deer advanced as well against Sulky. So one of these two players is going directly to the round of 8. And Maru playing very solid macro games, and Deer as well. Both taking 2-1 series, pretty close.
They were so sick, actually, both those best of threes. Now here's what I'm wondering. Does Maru actually win here? He played very well in that first best of 3, but frankly, if he was going to beat anybody in this group, I would say it was going to be Zest.
Well, that's a good point.
Deer is really solid. I do feel like the play we saw from Deer and Sulky was superior compared to the Maru Zest games.
I like something here for Maru is that he is playing 2 TVPs back-to-back, so he doesn't have to shift his mind. And if he was secretly confident going into this group, he might have actually been thinking, I'm going to practice way more for TVP if he expected Deer to win here. Then if he plays 2 TVPs back-to-back and wins both, then he's just out of here. He doesn't have to worry about Sulky in the group.
Yeah, he could just peace out and go to the round of 8.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 processes in the group, so he might have prepared quite heavily for those, especially knowing that his first match will be a TVP no matter what.
Our map's going to be Alterzim Stronghold, and that will set the pace here between these 2 legends. Maru going up against Deer here in our winners match, our 3rd best of 3 here today in this GSL Code S.
2014 Hot 6 GSL Season 1 Round 16 Maru versus Deer.
So we're close here, vertically, on the right side of the map. And we may see just Nexus first versus Command Center first. Yep. You kind of expect to see on this map a lot of the time because it's so easy to expand. But Maru's sending out an SCV very early. So you're just going to proxy in the middle of the map.
Oh, Maru. All I do is cheese, no matter what. It will be the tasteless build if he wins. None of my builds, if they lose, then I take the name off of it.
Yeah, you just say, well, it wasn't quite like I did it.
All I do is cheese.
He's thrown in 1 cheese in basically every single series.
Yeah. This is not too cheesy, though.
Yeah, in fact, it's like
it's
taking
basically
a gas at home.
Well, he's going to get a Reaper, man. So, you know, let's see how much this actually does. The important thing to note is that since the barracks is not at home, if let's say that the Reaper gets shut down horribly, you know, there is a possibility for Protoss to try to punish that with his own counter-aggressive play.
Yeah, also the thing is that I think he was expecting Deer go for Nexus first here, so he could punish how late the Mothership Core would be out and how late the Stalker would be out. But it's actually a Gateway first going down, so when he gets there, he's going to have a much faster Stalker than Maru expects. And Mothership Core, of course, more importantly.
And Reaper pointed right now in the wrong direction, but when this SCV gets up here, he will point it again into the right direction. Now you got to keep in mind, okay, so this map is so big, even the center barracks play here, it doesn't get there as fast as it would if it was, for instance, let's say heavy rain or something like that, where you can put it right outside of their base, and then bam, it's in there.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think he's going to be a little bit disappointed that it's not Nexus first, but he still needs to try to get over here and do some damage. I mean, look at the worker count, 20 to 14 right now. Maru's barracks, like you said, in the middle of the map, so very far away. And I think he's definitely going to be... Oh, he's even going to try to bunker here.
Ooh.
That might
work. Let's see. It depends on if they're the SCV is... Okay, so now... Okay, this might actually work.
Yeah, it could actually work. But the Mothership Core should be able to target that SCV down.
All right.
So that's kind of the crux of this. Like, if the Mothership Core is not there, and he put it in such a great spot where it's hard for the probes to get surface area on it, could have gone up, and that would have cost him a lot of probes.
Seems like a bit of a haphazard strat, though, overall.
Yeah.
I mean, Code S, you're banking on the bunker just getting up behind the minerals because a Code S round of 16 player can't cope with that kind of situation. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to condemn Maru here. I'm just surprised by the pick there. But let's see how much more damage he can do. I mean, he's doing a great job so far here with the Mothership Core. But the Reaper's now coming in here, and there's a lot of interrupted mining timing here.
A lot of low probes, too. The Stalker's finally out here. Gets an additional Harvester kill.
Now, actually, what's funny about this, though, is the Protoss is, in fact, ahead in workers compared to the Terran.
Yeah, he's been able to just... I mean, he's Chrono Boosting out probes now, and... I mean, the idea here, I really feel, was he was kind of banking on the Protoss going for a Nexus first, or some sort of other greedy build. But it was a very safe build we saw from Deer, so it didn't work out that way. These 3 Reapers actually could maybe kill a Stalker, though, depending on where the Mothership Core is. It's a little bit far away.
Nice control there by both sides. Stargate about halfway done.
He made a 4th Reaper.
This man is serious.
He might be able to kill a Stalker here. The Stalker that's low on shields.
It'll depend on how he controls this.
Yeah. It's at the back, and now the Mothership Core is patrolling around here, making it very difficult for him to jump in.
Deer's done a very good job of zoning out these Reapers here. So we just have a lot of barracks being manufactured right now. The 3rd command center being made as well here from Maru. While his harassment hasn't been that effective, he has managed to get it back at home, really get an economic engine up and running.
Yep. Scouts over here, meanwhile, and is going to sneak around the right side. With that many Stalkers, though, he has second thoughts, splits the Reaper again. So he sees basically the entirety of the Protoss base. Doesn't get any more damage done, but the scouting information is really important. Sees the Stargate.
And Phoenixes are being banked up right now.
Yeah, this is going to shut down any drop play later on. It's also going to give him a little bit of harassment potential. You see this every now and then in this matchup where Protoss players just very concerned about a Terran who likes to drop. We saw Maru do already in the previous series. And just flies them around, controls the map, makes drops less safe. And, I mean, obviously you can harass a little bit. Very difficult to pull off with turrets already up, but try to find an opening.
I don't know if this was the best choice here for Deer. I don't know how well these Phoenixes are going to be later on.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes Phoenix Colossus, that's a composition that's still pretty viable in Heart of the Swarm, but...
we'll see. We'll see how this pans out here.
It's funny because with the build that Maru chose, you would think his drops would be very late, so you wouldn't really have to worry about those too much. But he's going to get some damage done here. He's killed in total 3 workers. Maru has killed 4.
Maru's got to be careful. It's hard to get the Reapers up there because of that doodad.
Yeah, doodad.
Doodad. Is that what they're called? I never used StarCraft II map editor.
I think that's what they're called.
I never made my SC2. My own game, Tasteless, the UMS.
Tasteless, the UMS.
The life of Tasteless.
That would be a pretty complicated map, I would say.
Yeah, it'd be pretty complicated.
Actually, no,
it would be very simple. It would be like, get on train, go cast StarCraft, go home, drink soju, wake up, play more games, go to cast.
I bet it'd have a 6 soundtrack at least, though.
It would. Now, we have the Templar Archives coming up here. Very passive play. We're entering into passive play here.
He's killing a lot of STVs here, actually. He's kept the count
more than I would
low.
expect him to.
Yeah, with just a small amount of Phoenixes, he's just somehow able to avoid this Terran army. He knows the dead spaces.
Normally you don't want to do this just because Marines are so good and deal damage so quickly. Now we have more gates coming up here. He's also just keeping Maru at home.
Yeah.
He's going to have his 3rd base planted before Maru is.
Yeah, Maru's...
Actually, they might be on the exact same time with Zero. It looks like he's confident now that he can move out, probably realizing, okay, well, he's not continuing to make more Phoenixes. They've used a lot of their pickups.
Yeah, he's basically just like, okay, you have no ground army, really. You're just using these Phoenixes to take your own 3rd base because the map is so big. That's a great choice, and he feels comfortable. There's nothing really going to get him down here. He can actually keep his Marines over here now to defend, even Stims, because Stim is done. Got to be careful as medevacs, something we talked about earlier. The Phoenixes are definitely good at picking those off if you get them astray.
These Phoenixes have already paid for themselves at this point in time.
Yeah, 12 workers killed in total. I think he's getting 1 more here. Well, if he picks it up,
he might not have energy, actually.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah, no energy there. He will eventually have it. He might even want to consider coming back here to try to catch these medevacs that are just to the side.
Yeah, if he wins that battle up there, if Deer does, he could chase down all the medevacs. putting Maru in a very bad spot, making it very difficult for Maru in the future to defend his third base. So Maru now turns around.
With these Phoenixes, Deer basically just went into super greed mode because he knew Maru would have to stay at home to defend or risk losing further SCVs. So he went into crazy Forge upgrades. You know, he's already spent a lot of gas on Phoenixes. Also gets the fast Storm out. So he has Templar already, I think 3 of them with Storm. 6 of them now in total on the map. I'm not sure how many of those actually have Storm, but I know 3 of them at least. He's making a Void Ray right now. That's kind of funny. I'm not exactly sure what the plan is on that, but can definitely help against Medivacs, just like the Phoenixes.
Zealot legs are being upgraded. The armor's almost done.
I wonder if he's going to try to hit a timing here, and the Void Rays are to help break the bunkers.
I think we might have an SCV pull here as well.
Well, if he sees how many Templar there are, I think he's going to reconsider, because that's so much
We've seen Terran
storms.
players do this before, though.
It's true.
Where it doesn't work, but they just timed it incorrectly.
Yeah.
Let's see if this game's going to be similar to Zest's here.
Yeah, basically Maru's style here so far today has just been this parade push style where he just keeps rallying units across the map, reinforcements keep coming, and he's just always able to keep the Protoss player locked down on that third base, and with good kiting, just get better trades against the Zealots. Phoenix is here making this very annoying to fight. Picks up the Widow Mines, and there's a good storm on that army. But Maru's army is still, like, I mean, almost twice the size of Deer's right now.
All right, scan here. He comes up. Oh, but that was a nice storm there. Yeah. And he was really committing here. I don't know if this is actually a good idea from Maru at all.
Yeah, he's under the Nexus cannon.
Cross your fingers, run up the ramp strat. Now he does have some more spider mines down here. He can put these down so that the circulation between the second and the third, or the main and the third, I guess you could say, is not healthy.
A good storm goes down here.
We have an observer coming up here. More gates.
Yeah, so many gates and so many Widow Mines here as well. Like, if you just brought that observer over, he could actually just kill the Widow Mines with a Nexus cannon. He just knows the Protoss army is so small, and he's continuing to abuse that fact. And it's hard for the Protoss army to actually commit to going down that ramp with all these Widow Mines.
He might just barely get the Protoss to slip up here. Does not want to lose that Archon. Now, here's the Void Ray, which was, you know, curious pick in this situation that we have, right?
Yeah, I mean, the way he kept it, looked like he was just trying to shut down any drops with it, because it can kill a medevac so quickly out in the open there. And now he's going to start targeting down medevacs with it. Could also use it against the Marauders. Needs to stay away from the Widow Mines, though.
Yeah, I guess with no Marines in this army, yeah, the Widow Mine's quite good. The problem is a few Marines can change that.
Yeah, and Widow Mines as well. Pretty good against warriors.
Yeah, of course.
He's even keeping his observers back right now because he doesn't want those to get scanned and killed, as we see here. There's just so much Terran here. He's going to try to break out now, but there's so many mines! Oh, 2 Templar go down and 1 Widow Mine shot as well.
But the Zealot's coming up there from behind. Deer looks fantastic. In fact, he might be able to chase his opponent all the way back home.
Yeah, there's no Ghosts out just yet. The Ghost Academy is just being started.
There was a good number of Widow Mines to do some damage, but when we saw the Zealots coming in from both sides, I mean, there's not much you can do other than pick up and try to book it out of there.
Yeah, Maru's lost a little bit of his momentum here. That was really what was his strong point in the previous series, where he just never was pushed back, and then eventually the Protoss fell over.
He also lost a good number of Widow Mines, which it's hard to rebuild once you've lost them all.
Nope. And he's going to lose even more. It looks like here.
This is just such an overwhelmingly large Protoss army.
Yeah, he's going to try to kite as best as he can. The Templar, on the other hand, having some trouble here. Because he has very few ranged units, very few Stalkers, the Bioforce can almost infinitely kite this with so many Marauders here. He needs a few more ranged units to add a few more Stalkers in. Catching those medevacs.
Ouch.
That was a huge hit to those Zealots.
That was premium.
That caused him to turn around, man.
That was a bargain. Those Widow Mines were a bargain back there. So the Warp Prism's going to come and harass once he sees Maru's moving out again. +2 attack, about halfway done here for Protoss. Thermal Lance now being upgraded.
I'm concerned for Maru at this natural because when the medevac, or rather when the Warp Prism goes in there, oh, he sees it. This is great for him. Still going to be able to save the Warp Prism, it looks like, and even all of the Zealots, but he's going to be able to boost back in for the rescue move. But still, if he hadn't seen this, this could have been a disaster. He's still going to lose some SCVs here. But here we go. This fight is really important. The Widow Mines are not burrowed right now. And he's got so many Templar there at the back to come in here and reinforce.
Now, there are not a lot of Zealots left over here. You see Maru's attention split just a little bit. Maru coming up here now with his Ghost.
Oh, that storm has not hit anything really. The second storm a little bit better, but just so much Maru here and not a lot of Zed, or rather Deer.
No, neither player is really able to get across the map and do a substantial amount of damage here. Harass does seem to be working, however, for Deer. He is keeping Maru pretty busy here.
Yeah, he's going to kill this turret. He's killing a lot of SCVs right now, keeping the SCV down pretty low. Maybe even get some of these reinforcements. The most important part is he makes Maru turn around while you can rebuild those Colossi, or rather get that Colossus tech out, because it's going to force Maru to switch into Viking production, which he hasn't started just yet. And he still, all the while, has a 4th base up, whereas Maru does not.
Yeah, with the 4th base up and running, he can remake his army so quickly. How many gates does he have? What is he at? 10 gates or something?
I think he has 11.
11 gates right now, which is no small number.
Yeah, it also means that he can do so much with the harassment that he's continuing to use right now. The scan did not see those Colossi, by the way, and Thermal Lance is done here. I think he saw them now, I'm pretty sure. We'll see. He needs to switch into Viking production very soon. And okay, yeah, here's already switched now. Look at the upgrades, 3-2 against just +3 on the way now for Maru. He's even got +2 shields on the way, which is going to help his flying units, as well as his buildings even.
He should probably scan his own army, because there's that observer over there, which allows Protoss to decide whether or not he should actually engage. Meanwhile, some harass over here is going to make this 4th base a problem for Maru. I'm just getting worried because as time passes, it just seems like Maru might be getting into a worse and worse position. And we have Deer now taking not just his 4th, he's already got that, but his 5th as well.
Good scans
here. Nice. Good EMP there on those Templars.
Yeah, great EMPs there. Another one goes down as well. Those scans really helping him out. He's got so many Marauders. He's starting to get a concave here.
Colossi attacking the wrong way.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he has any more storms, and he would really love some right now, but the Zealots will eventually break through. That Observer is still there to spot for this army, to pick up those Widow Mines. And here comes some more Colossi from the right side. There's just so many Marauders still, and he's actually just going to try to come around to the right, but there's not enough DPS.
The Protoss composition is just too strong, even without the Templars.
He's going to blink forward.
He's got the 3 Colossi. He's got enough anti-air to defend the Colossi from Vikings, for instance, if that were to be something that would arise.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just now just pushing southbound.
He's got really good upgrades. The Colossus count better than the Viking count, never ideal. These Templar are like walking across to meet this Terran army.
He might be sea walking across the map at this point in time.
Basically. I mean, what can he do? He's going to lose a Ghost Academy. That means no more Ghosts. He still has no answer for the Colossi. This Planetary, I think, will be saved, but so much of that Terran army is now out of position.
This is where the Terran structures actually become an obstruction for the Terran army. Nice storms just blanketing down here. The Marauder army comes up now with a few Marines here, but so far Deer's been controlling very, very well. Looks like we might just barely not have enough, actually, from Maru.
Yeah, he doesn't have that armor. He only has +1 armor against +3 attack on these units that have +3 armor as well as +2 shields.
Look at this Colossus control. It's beautiful. GG. That's going to bring us to game number 2 here. Deer may be the first to move on today to the round of 8.
I feel like one of the reasons why Maru fell behind in that game was because he committed so much to that harassment that worked so well for him on the other maps, but this map is so far to walk across that
yeah, it really is.
He couldn't reinforce very quickly.
It's funny because I thought he was going to do something like much more all-in-ish. I guess Terran don't have a ton of great all-in strats against Protoss, really.
Yeah, it's tough.
Beyond like those weird mid-game all-ins,
yeah, the SCV pull ones are the strongest.
On this map, I mean, is that really going to work? That's such a long distance.
Yeah, I mean, Terran used to have a lot of all-ins against Protoss. You know, the 2 siege tank pushes with like the Ravens and the Vikings, those 1-1-1 as they used to be called, the Banshees. But all of those builds have basically